Welcome to the channel. This is Go Ready and welcome to the 2022 Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturers Cup here on Gran Turismo 7. It is round number 4 and tonight we are at Laguna Seca in the Group 4 cars. I am in the Jaguar and I am hoping to survive this race. So stick around, check it out. All right, the story of this race is the required racing hards. You can put them on to start the race or you can put them on to end the race, but you got to run them for one lap with the 1X fuel and 1X tire. You can run the softs the remaining 13 without a problem. Now I need to replace a 174 with the higher scores. That's what we're going to try and do tonight. The lobby opens up. A lot of familiar names. Excited about that. Let's get on to qualifying. See if I can't put in a good qualifying lap to put me up towards the front. Now, here on this lap, about to start my fastest lap, just want to give a quick rip there to GT20. Some struggles coming out the left-hander there. Lost the Cayman right there. Anyway, so starting my hot lap here. Gonna brake right before the 3-board right there. Gonna get down right next to the sausage. Hug it really tight. Try to get back on the throttle as early as I can to push out wide onto the white curbing there. Then I'm gonna get on the brakes here right at the transition to the concrete. Try and put it down onto the sausage. Get on the gas again early. Here we're going to do a light tap of the brake before the 1 board. Get it to the inside. Man, not quite close enough to that sausage, but pushed out wide, carrying a decent amount of speed. Now here, going to brake before the 2 board. Get down into 3rd gear. Again, try to get it up near that sausage. Get on the throttle early. Felt really good about that corner as we head up the hill towards probably one of the 2 more difficult corners on the track. It's a fast corner. You really want to carry it about 100 miles an hour. I was a little bit slow through there, but not awful. Carrying decent speed up the hill towards the corkscrew, braking hard there before the 3-board, all the way down into 1st, get the car to rotate back in 2nd, hammer the throttle as you come down the corkscrew, and now we're going to set it up this long sweeping left-hander to ride that apex right there, back into 4th, and then going to lightly brake there at the 2-board, carry it down and back on the throttle through there. Going to brake right after the 3, between the 3 and the 2, down to 1st, get the car to rotate into 2nd, power out that corner, finish out your lap, end up finishing with a 26.797. So that would end up being good enough for P8 to start the race. So right dead smack in the middle, and that is not so good. And the reason why, well, look at here. You can see way back here in the corner, there I am, way back there, little red dot up there in the corner. That's way back there to start the race. And what that means is as we start the 3-2-1, I come into the corner to start the race. So I got to wait for the car to get through there. I can't light up the tires. I go through that corner. This car will spin out like you saw the Porsche do earlier. So that causes me to lose quite a bit of time to the pack. You can see as I cross the start-finish line, I'm already 1.4 seconds off of P7, Art Riccatelli there. So lost a lot of time just by where my starting position was. Had I started in P7, I would already have a 2-second overall lead compared to where I am now, which would be absolutely huge for me in this race, which is, I mean, it comes down to tenths of a second. So, but I can't cry about it. I've got to haul butt because I don't know who in front of me is on hard tires or who behind me is on hard tires. And the idea there is if you pit early on the hard tires, you actually save just a little bit of time, about a half second, they say, in the race. I just didn't want to start on hards because I didn't want to end up in traffic. So now Avalarion gets loose as he comes out of the fast left-hander. I've got to run on him, head into the corkscrew. I go to the right side of him. He gives me space on the outside, but I know he's going to block that inside line, so I get the cut back there, power down the corkscrew. I know he's got slightly dirty tires, so I'm going to leave it to the inside there. He backs out of it. Let's look at that again. So you can see I come up to the inside of him. He outbrakes me into the corkscrew, but I knew he was going to go in a little deep there, so I got the cut back, got on the power early. Now I know he's got those dirty tires, so I just left it down on the inside. He backs out, but he also had on hard tires. So as we come around this right-hander, you will see him and a couple others jump into the pits. Now, what I said earlier was that the reason they are starting on the hard tires is because, A, you're not doing a full lap on the hards. You're not losing as much time as if you had started on the softs. Also, everyone's starting in kind of a pack, so you tend to lose time on that first lap anyway, so sometimes it's a good idea to start on the harder compound tire. And also the thought process is they jump out way behind everyone and they can just lap out there by themselves. No dirty air, no issues. The problem is you can also catch traffic back there, or other problems like people who have wrecked fall back and they might get in front and hold you up. I don't want that to happen. I'd rather be chasing people that are faster than me, trying to catch them, rather than start on those hards and end up back there somewhere, maybe possibly behind someone who's slower than me, and I get stuck behind them. So that's why I started on the softs. It's a preference thing. You can do it either way. Regardless of all of that, I have caught up to Art Riccatelli here on lap 2, now within a second, putting in a purple sector there on lap 2, even though everyone on the track's probably putting in a purple sector, as the out lap to start the race isn't going to be as fast. So gonna try and see if I can't reel in Art here on lap 3. Maybe possibly think of a way to try and get around. Very hard to pass here at Laguna Seca. That's why the pass in the corkscrew was so exciting, because it's so rare you get a pass. Now, granted, he did run off the track, so it doesn't quite count as a full-on pass, but I still enjoyed it. All right, so on the brakes, I mean, how often does I go past somebody without a gritty pass? Let's be really honest. Anyway, trying to reel it all Art here, come out of the corner, putting on the throttle. I'm just trying to stay calm, stay cool, relaxed, and loose on this track, because you've got to let it just get right to the edge of the dirt. And if you hit the dirt, sometimes you just go flying off the track. And so you can't race tense. If you race tense, you're going to be slow on this track. So I'm trying to get myself relaxed here and just, you know, enjoy putting it on the apexes and powering out the corners, and hopefully also chase down Riccatelli in the process. So here we go into the corkscrew. I get down into first gear, bounce it back into second, and slam that throttle to the floor. Just missed getting a penalty there as I keep it on the curbing by just a hair. Now putting the pressure on Riccatelli as we come into this section of track. Still a second behind him. He rides the sausage there, goes into the dirt, spins out, get a gritty pass. So I'm now into P4, but remember, we had 3 people pit. So 5.8 seconds to Ninja Bar in front of me. I got to get my head down. I'm going to try and run down a Ninja Bar. Now here on lap 7, the halfway point, I've lost 0.2 to Ninja Bar, but not too bad. I mean, that means I'm making good pace compared to someone who qualified pretty far up in front of me. So that is a good sign. Now on lap 11, I've cut that lead down to 4.4 seconds, but mostly concerned is these folks, these blue dots chasing me down from behind there. You see my red dot a lot further around the track. Those are the people I'm going to have to beat when I come out of the pit. So fast forward to lap 13. I've run down Ninja Bar a little bit more, 3.8 second gap. Go into the pits, put on the hard tires, and wait an eternity. It takes forever for that car to get to the pit. So the team throws on the fresh, hard tires. We come off the softs, and I don't see any cars coming up on my right here. So I'm like, okay, I'm in P4. That's good. I don't see any cars coming up on my right. That means it's possible I can come out of the pits in front of whoever's coming down this straight. As I go in the corner, I still don't see anyone, but I hear an engine coming as I'm leaving the pits. And as I come out, there it is. There's the car that I heard. It is Rip Josh Benelli, and he slides on by. I do not push that issue at all. He is on soft tires. I know that, and I'm just like, okay, all I got to do is to get this P5 is just put it on the apex. Like I said, relax. Don't worry about anything. It'll be fine. It's super hard to pass here at Laguna. I've got this position locked up. As I go into this left-hander, I feel those hard tires. I'm like, whoa, she didn't quite grip like I thought she was going to. Not a problem, though. Still got half a second. The person behind me into fourth, hit the apex, get back on the gas, just catch a nick of the sand. The car wants to go on the wall, managed to save it, but Nacho Gonzalez goes on by. Now I've got demonic speed right on the back bumper. He goes for the cutback, but I'm parked right there. He looks around the outside. I stay to the inside, cut that off. He gives me a bump here at the apex. I go a little deep here, but that's okay. I hold the car together. Gonna make him drive around the outside as we go through the right-hander. But as he turns in, I am there. Now I'm gonna leave him only the outside. If he wants to take this position, he's gonna have to go the long way around. I cut it on the apex, park the bus. He's got nowhere to go but into the backside. Let's look at that again. Here I go off into the desert. And then I come back on the track, back out here in front of Demonic Speed as we go into the corkscrew. I know he's going to want to get down to my inside, so I take that line away from him, get back on the throttle. I'm going to take the inside line away on the next set of corners. I know that's where he wants to go. He wants to cut it back underneath. He needs to be underneath me here on this corner as well. I'm going to brake late and make him drive it around the outside. He tries to turn in, but I'm already there. Only thing he can do now is try and drive it around the outside on the last corner, but I'm going to, like I said, park that big Jaguar on the apex. He hits the back bumper, and that's all he gets. Come down the straight, get a P6. So picked up 2 positions from P8 all the way up to P6. Really could have had that P5 if I could have held that left-hand corner a little bit better, but tell you what, heck of a race. Pretty good result for the Jaguar. I get 248 points. Happy with that result in this car on this track. I'm going to put that one in the bank. Hope you enjoyed the race. Hope you enjoyed all the action. If you did, hit the like and or subscribe. Come back and check out some more. For myself, Go Grady, DJ Clean, take us out of here.